Hi everybody, welcome to Shadowgate. This is actually a remake of a much older game that came out on the NES, the Mac, I think a couple other platforms as well. But this is a remake that came out in August of 2014. I guess it's a complete reimagining of the original game. And I've been wanting to play through it for a while. There was a recent deal on it that made the game pretty cheap, so I grabbed a copy and yeah, I want to try to play through the whole thing right here for you to enjoy. Let's see here. It's almost Halloween, which is part of the reason why I wanted to play this. It's a kind of a creepy point-and-click adventure, and we're getting close to October here, so I kind of wanted to do the whole, you know, creepy game during October thing. And to keep me going here on that whole thing, I'm actually drinking what I would consider my favorite seasonal beer for October, which is the Jacko Traveler Pumpkin Shandy. So, it's probably my, yeah, I would say my favorite seasonal beer for the fall. I have bought it, I think, the past 4 years in a row, and every time I see it, and every time I see it, I'm just like, man, I gotta get more of that. So, let's go into the options here. Let's see what we got here. All the settings are just fine. Keybinds is what I wanted to look into, because I guess there's a lot of key bindings here. A lot of stuff for, let's see, yeah, a lot of stuff to keep track of. Look, take, use, go. All over the keyboard, too. It's not like it's around in like a home key type of style here. It's literally just using the title caps letter here. S for speak, E for eat, that kind of thing. Even for items and everything. So hopefully I'll be able to keep these in mind while I'm playing. Otherwise I'm going to be probably looking at this menu quite a bit. That's the only thing I really want to check out. Besides that, let's just jump right in. So choose your experience. For players new to first-person adventures, does not require a deep knowledge of the Shadowgate universe. And classic is for players familiar with Shadowgate and first-person adventure games in general. Well, personally, it has been quite some time since I've played anything Shadowgate related, and it's been a while since I've even played a point-and-click adventure, so let's just do normal. And here we go.
A hero's journey, a great quest. Certainly it shall be these things. But for you, young Jer Cuthager, soldier of Windermere, could it not be so much more?
Could it?
In dreams, I have come to you, beseeching, entreating. Ride south, boy. Take naught but a dirk, a torch, courage. Ride south from Rivelin, around the southern arm, through the Waven Fair Wood, past Myrithsath, beyond the citadel of Merlak.
Creepy monster in the background.
The spires of Gimdane, and the darkness of Tarketh's Pass.
Do any of these locations strike a chord with anybody?
There you shall find my stone in wait. Under the shade of the mountain range, none have entered.
Because it just sounds like Lord of the Rings gibberish to me. But that's just me.
Gatekeeper, the oldest of spires. It harbors that which has been spoken of in whispers and ascribed to legend. Shadowgate, the living castle.
Ooh.
But all is not as it should be. One of our own is now our great bane. A blight upon us. He has brought the ancient keep low, and it now lies fallow. It is there that you will find me. Blackmere of the Circle of 12. It is there that you will find this great quest. It is there that you will find yourself.
Ah. A journey to discover myself. So welcome to the tutorial. Gameplay tips will appear at appropriate times to teach you the mechanics of the game. You can turn these tips on or off, or change the command system at any time in the Settings tab of the Options menu. Click the X button to close a gameplay tip. Okay. The command system. Click on any object in the game, and command icons will appear in a circle around that object. Click on a command icon to use that command on the selected object. For example, to take that skull on the ground, first click on the skull and then on the take icon, which looks like a hand. So let's try it out. Click on the skull. So here's take skull, look at skull, speak to skull, and use skull. Let's speak to it. You ask the skull if it is in fact talking to you. That's right, boy, the thing replies. The name's Yorick. Now pick me up and take me with you. There's something underneath me that's not so comfortable. Alright. Mr. Skull, I think we will do that. Let's see, we have a map here. Click and drag to move around the map. Use the plus and blah blah blah. Okay, I think we could figure that out. You can zoom in with these or back out. Works for me. You'll eventually have a drop down with other areas we can check out. We have our backpack. Objects in your inventory are sorted into 4 different sections. Spells in the spell section. Objects that can be equipped are in the outfit section. Books and scrolls are stored in the archive section. Everything else is kept in the items section. Click on the tabs at the top to switch between them. So here's my sword. We have nothing in anything else because we are just starting out. So we got the dirk. That's all we got. Let's see. Look at thyself. You look upon yourself with apprehension, not knowing whether you are fully prepared for this strange adventure. Self-aware. Use thyself. Use thyself on what? Conundrum. You play around with the castle. After a moment, you stop, having grown bored. So that's something important to know, because you might have to use yourself to do things later in the game. What is this here? Look at the root. Thick green roots twist through the dense foliage. Alright. Let's take the skull. You nearly drop the skull when it begins to speak. About time, boy. You have no idea how long I've been here. You can call me Yorick. I have no recollection of how I got here, but I do know plenty about this castle. If you need help on this quest of yours, just speak to me and I'll give you a hint. Sounds good. Okay, and you can actually scroll through like past events and everything. That's pretty cool. So let's grab this key. I'm assuming that's what it is, right? There we are. We got the key. Objects such as a key you take are stored in your inventory. Click on the statue in the lower left corner of the screen to open your inventory. Can use commands on objects in the inventory. So I'm assuming the skull is now the person who's going to give us tutorials and help and hints and that kind of thing when we need it. The key, however, is going to open this door. To use one object on another, first select the object you would like to use, then use the wrench and the use icon, the wrench, then click what you would like to use that object on. For example, to use the key to unlock the door, first select the key, and then the use icon, and then click the door. Which, we could have figured that out. So, when you click the skull, though, you got hit Yorick and speak to him. So if he's not cooperating, you know what to do. So this is use. So we can't close that. We click the door. You turn the key, unlocking the door. After a moment, you toss the key aside. You can open or close objects like unlock doors by selecting the object and then the open/close icon. Boom. The door opens with an eerie creak. The go command, let's see, you can use the go commands or double click to go through open doorways, down hallways, or up ladders and flights of stairs. In some cases, you can also use the go command to move to a spot of interest within a room. Ooh. There is a helmet right there. Am I not? That is what's there, right? Because that's what it looks like. It looks like a helmet. It doesn't want to work with me. So the foot, go to doorway, close doorway. Alright, go to doorway. Ooh, we are now in the spooky castle. That warning, a pair of glowing eyes.
It was a fool to send a child to do that which even the vaunted Circle of 12 could not. Contain my growing power. Come if you wish. It makes little difference. Seal your fate within this living castle of the dead.
And he fades, leaving a trail of cold air behind it. I wish the skull was talking to us as well. That would have been great. So, use in stationary objects. Do you see the lever on the right? We do, even though this is kind of covering up, but it's right there. Because it's a stationary, non-takeable object, the use command behaves differently. You just simply select the lever, and then select the use icon. This is the same as using thyself on an object. Oh, I see. We got a torch. Let's take the torch. We'll take that too. What do you think of that? Oh wait. Hold on. Let's try this again. Use. Huh. Will it not let me put a torch back? Okay, so we'll use this on that. You light the torch and swap it out for the one you had in your hand, dropping the previous lit one behind you. Ooh, I see. Okay. And let's use the lever. A key appeared here, so we'll take that key. You try to tug open the hatch, but it seems magically sealed. Guess we'll have to come back to that. So that we have a couple... Okay, yeah, we have a couple areas on the map now. We got the entrance where we were, and we are now in the antechamber. Antechamber? Is that how you pronounce it? But we're going to use the key on the door. Struggle with both hands to turn the key, and the stubborn lock is satisfying. Click echoes through the chamber as you toss the key aside. No need to keep it, right? And we will open the door. Your map in the lower left, next to the satchel, is the map. The map keeps track of everywhere you've been, as well as any interesting things you might have seen. Click on the map to open it, which we just did. The back arrow on the lower right, next to your torch, is the back arrow. Select the back arrow to go to the room that is behind you, behind your current room. So if we want to go back to the outside to the entrance, we can do that. So, but there's nothing super interesting going on at the moment, so let's proceed on through. Saving and loading a game. You can save and load games at any time, and that's important since Shadowgate is a dangerous place. Click on the gear symbol in the upper right corner to do the save load thing. I think we're about to learn a spell. So you can learn spells from certain books and scrolls. First, open the book or scroll, and then look at it to read it. Every spell does something different, and will only work when cast on certain items or in certain places. You can cast a spell by selecting it from the spell tab in your inventory, clicking on the use icon, and blibbity blah. Okay, let's save where we are right now. And we have saved. And we will take this torch for later, because I think we're going to need it. Open scroll. We're just going to take that scroll. Who's this guy? We open the skeleton. Rough handling produces a piece of parchment and a scroll, which you put in your pack. We got a book which we open. Something shifts under your feet as you open the book. Let's grab this torch too. Strange markings and glyphs line the stone pillar that enshrouds this statue. One that depicts a hooded figure with a darkened visage. Alright, let's see what we picked up here. We got the archive. Close it. Use it. Look at. You read the message scrawled on the scroll. Fondrel, this missive is of utmost importance. We must coordinate our efforts. Seek my obelisk in the acolyte den below the sewers. I fear the worst is upon us, but I have plans in motion that may yet avert disaster. It is signed with the name Lakmir. We also have a hastily scrawled writing on this parchment. Since it is the only means to capture and control the elements, we must hide the silver orb behind the waters of the sewer. So once I get that, I guess we will. Okay, we'll open this. I swear I recently saw Lakmir, or at least a ghost that looked like him. The animated skull spouts cheerfully. You read the message scrawled on the pages. Brown, I have your dog. If you wish to see the flying ace again, then bring the 3 pumpkins to the place beyond the harvest door. But be wary, for only one outfitted in a mask for the hallowed eve can gain entrance. Now that's one thing I do remember reading, is that one of the updates for this game, I guess they added a cool Halloween quest. So hopefully we'll run into that at some point. So there, you must carve my visage and illuminate the sacrifices in the field of jack-o'-lanterns. Then I'll be freed, and this will all end. Cordially, DP. Okay, I don't see anything here. As you begin speaking to York, he interrupts you. Better be sure you want my advice before you speak to me again, because I'll be giving hints next. Okay. There's some writing here. Strange markings and glyphs line the stone pillar that enshrouds the statue. One that depicts a hooded figure with a darkened visage. Okay, we already know that. So let's use the scroll. Oh, we did. Okay, there we go. We had to look at the book. You scan the ancient manuscript, noticing most of the language is unintelligible. However, one particular word stands out. From the rest, that is. Invoken. In your mind's eye, you can, or rather you see, a glyph glowing with power and quickly write down the strange marking in your spellbook. I've learned a spell. You concentrate on the statue and whisper a word of power. Although your spell is powerful, it bounces uselessly against a cold, dead stone. What happens if we use it on this guy? Sweat beads your brow as you concentrate on the glyph and then release the spell. The power of your magic flies about in a spectacular fashion, but it doesn't do anything else. Or does little else, at least. So there's a damp, musty breeze from behind the altar. Set within the stone alcove. You note that the long hallway continues further into the mountain. Okay, so I can go that way. Okay, so let's continue on this way then. Searching and looting. You can search and loot various objects in the game by selecting the object and then selecting either open or use. The contents of the object will be automatically added to the appropriate tabs in your inventory. Searchable objects include corpses and desks and bags and chests, etc. Cool. Show all objects. If you want to see which objects in the room are interactable, use the Show Objects keybind, F2 by default, and the objects will pulse. Hit the key bind again to return them to normal. So there's F12, That's kind of nice though, because it'll show you what exactly your options are. That's kind of nice. So before we continue, let's do a save here. We're not too far, so we'll just save over where we were. And away we go. The skull has a deep gouge in the back of its head. Probably a death blow from an axe. Put the skull in your satchel. So there was a missing skull from the very beginning of the game. That I know. Okay, we found another scroll. Let's open this bad boy up. You tear the paper slightly as you unroll the parchment. While the writing is difficult to discern, you manage to glean a few key phrases. The danger is real. Alert the surrounding lands. Seal off the passages into the Gatekeeper Mountains. The wax seal shows an eagle in flight and is signed by someone named Fandrel. You search amongst the bones of the skeleton, but find nothing that interests you. That's unfortunate. And perhaps I can use... How about the spell? Calming your mind, you draw in power from your surroundings as you begin to visualize the spell. Vivid memories of your childhood distract you. The subsequent spell backfires in spectacular fashion. Well, that's no good. Alright, let's go backwards. I want to see if there's anything I didn't hit here. Okay, so there was a portion here. Let's hit it. Look at that. Found another way in. Before we keep going, though, I'd like to check out this room. Okay, I didn't do anything with this carpet. The pattern on this once fine rug has been dulled by time. Its edges have been frayed and torn. So we did that. What was up here? The runes on the archway glow with a mystical energy. You feel more than here, a low thrum of power. I did not notice this up here last time. So let's go back one more. And there we go. The only things glowing are this and that. Now, I can see a helmet under here. I can see it. But it won't give me any other options. So, let's see if this will work. And nothing. Okay. Well, the one thing I really wanted to try was this guy. So that skull will not fit in there. I feel like in addition to this back button, it might be cool if they had a forward button as well. Let's go through the hole. You force yourself through the narrow opening and into the darkness beyond. Cold air rushes down into this chamber, no doubt from the opening in the rocky wall above. Let's give ourselves another save. Alright, so what can we click on? Looks like another pathway. Is that about... Okay, we got the pathway we got up here. We can click on the skull, so... Okay, what about this skull? Would this be helpful? Okay, neither skull is going to be helpful. The bone will not be helpful. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I guess the campfires are glowing. I did not notice that. But what would we even use it on? Oh, I see somebody up there. Imitating your favorite nursery rhyme, you jump back and forth over the campfire several times. You sense movement within the cave above. I saw him up there. Did you guys see that? Let's do that again. Nope, he didn't appear this time. Alright, let's go through here. Ooh, this is a creepy area. So in certain difficulty modes, only commands pertinent to the selected object will appear on the wheel. However, commands that do not appear on the wheel can still be performed using keybinds. You can view and set keybinds in the option menu. You can also hide the UI elements by using the Hide UI keybind, bringing each element up only when required or if moused. Required or if moused over. Difficult to say. I don't really care about the UI. That doesn't really bother me. But the key viewing and setting keybinds at certain parts of any game is always important. So you got this scary rocky bridge, and then you got this more solid, not as scary looking bridge. So we stand at the edge of a lava-filled chasm. Impossible as it seems, the faint, terrified screams of some unfortunate soul echo within its depths. I just did that out of a whim, but you strike the brazier, a mighty blow with your fist. The metal bowl separates with a clang and falls into the chasm, leaving the metal legs. And we're going to take those because I'm assuming we're going to need those at some point for something. So we got some rocks here. So it says these rocks appear to be keystones. On this keystone is a circle within a shield outline. Strange writings cover the stone. You think you recognize the name Majal amongst the hard to decipher language. What about this one? So it appears to be a keystone, but it doesn't tell us what exactly. So I guess we can click either bridge to go across. So I guess we will click this one. Just because it looks a bit safer. Ooh, scary guy. A dense fog greets you as the stone passage opens into a small chamber. The temperature plummets as a creature materializes in front of you. It flinches from the light of your torch. With a cry, you swing the lit torch at the wraith. The ethereal being is instantly enveloped in a bright flash of flame, its tortured moan hanging in the air as it vanishes. So there you go. Did you see that? Grabbed a pumpkin. As you grasp the large orange thing, it becomes painfully clear that it is a pumpkin. I said that. Let's grab these torches here. How many torches are we up to? 5. Well, after that, let's give us another save. We're moving along pretty good, aren't we? You pull with all your might, but the room will not budge an inch from the wall. Perhaps it's enchanted in some way. But we can't open that door. With a creak of protest, the door opens. Is there anything else we can do in this room? Nope, just the door and that. I thought maybe this was something here. It looked like there was something going on, but let's go through the door. Alright. Whether it be a sewer or a reservoir system for the castle, mold, mildew, and moss bespeckle the stones within this chamber. Okay, we open that hatch. Let's take this scroll. We'll open this as well. Carefully unroll the scroll. Give a look here. We got another spell. As you read the scroll, one particular word stands out from the rest. Entraz, I believe is how you say that one. In your mind's eye, you see a glyph glowing with power. As you write down the strange markings in your spellbook, the scroll crumbles in your hands. You have learned a spell. So, how do you know what does what? That's my question. I guess it's just a, trial and error type of thing. Just see what works where. Again, I'm going to do another save, just because I have no idea what's around the corner. I'm not sure what to expect from this game just yet. I know it's a point-and-click adventure, but I do remember hearing that there are some kind of freaky parts, and parts that'll take you out if you're not prepared. So, always better to be safe, right? So you jump and manage to find a handhold within the hatchway. After a frantic moment or two, you manage to pull yourself through. keybinding objects. You can keybind anything in your inventory and some UI items, Yorick, thyself, and your current torch, to the 0 through 9 number keys. Okay, so basically I can select the object, hold control, and press one of the numbers on my keyboard. That's pretty simple. Now anytime you want to use that object, simply press the number key you assign to that object, and then click the object you want to use it on. Alright, so let's go in here, and let's do, what is it, hold control, and then, there we go. We'll click on this one, and we'll do 2. So now if we want to cast a spell, look at that. Very simple. And from both spells, I got nothing but an annoying headache, it said. So, not as useful as it should be, I suppose, just yet. Oh, don't want to use the spell. Nope. Let's see. There we go. F2. Large boulder has veins of quartz running through it. Large rock sits squarely. Large boulder has veins of quartz as well. But we got 4 doors. You hit the glass with a quick, effective jab. The mirror cracks, revealing metal underneath. That's interesting. You see a warped reflection of yourself in this mirror, noting that you look nothing like when you started the adventure. We only just started a half hour ago and already look different. Who would have thought? You catch some movement behind your reflection. You jump back in surprise before looking around the room. A faint warping effect moves across its surface. So what's weird is this one I was allowed to hit. But the other 3 doesn't give me that option. A jagged crack mars reflective surface of this mirror. Metal can be seen behind the broken glass. Okay, so what do I got here? I got a hook. The hook failed to do anything. I was wondering if you happen to see my sister around here. I've been looking for her for ages. You find she's a spitting image of me. Ha 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 ha. Because we're skulls, right? Alright, back to the saving. Well, we could always come back here. And I think we're going to... You attempt to go through the opening behind you. A large block of cold granite blocks the way. Really? Oh, there we go. Just had to click the way. Carefully lower yourself into the opening in the floor. We'll just keep going here. And we're going to wait on that bridge, just because it seems like it'll be pretty wild. The figure moves within the opening at the back of the grotto. You hear the unmistakable twang of a longbow, followed by the whistle of an arrow. Whoa. You instinctively jerk to the left. You see the glint of silver as the arrow misses you and strikes the rock behind you, shattering into splinters. Who could it be? Who is trying to take me out? Alright, we'll continue this way, because we had a few doors that were over here. And, yep. So, let's open this guy. With a grunt, we open it, and in we go. Oh, we got some water. Within the large cavern, you find yourself on the shore of a placid underground lake. It's hard to tell from this distance, but you think you see a skeleton chained to a rock. Perhaps you need to get a closer look. Somehow. How about spells? Nope, nothing good with that. Nothing good with that. Okay. Now, I do remember that one of the clues said something about putting a silver ball behind the waterfall, right? So here's the waterfall. so we got this guy, and we got the stairs. So I got a hook, but I don't have any rope to use with it. Nope, you are not going to risk wading through these waters, so I guess maybe we got to find a rope or something to hook on, to attach to the hook, we'll say. And we will go up this way. Magnificent waterfall cascades from the mouth of an ancient stone statue, painstakingly carved into the cavern wall. Below it, an undulating mass of water hovers playfully above the water. You lunge at the water elemental, succeeding only in getting drenched as the creature slips through your grasp. You've heard of magical orb. You've heard of a magical orb that can capture creatures like this. But we do not have an orb. I assume it's not the pumpkin. Nope. Not the pumpkin. You cup your hands in the water and bring them to your face, washing away the accumulated grit and grime from your adventure. This marking looks like a dwarven craftsman stamp. Okay, so that's all we have here to click on. So I need to find some sort of an orb to capture that elemental guy. So we're going to back up a couple here, and we'll go through this door. Double-clicking, double-tap a command key bind to lock it. You can then perform that command multiple times without reselecting it. Right-click anywhere to deselect a command or object. You can also double-click on objects to look at them, and unlock on unlocked doors to open them, and on open doorways to go through them. Good thing to know. Strange entity made up of entirely of solid ice and cold vapor hovers around the room in front of you. You've heard of a magical orb that can capture creatures like this. So we got the water guy, we found him, and we found an ice one. So let's take these torches here. Oh, congratulations, you earned the Torchbearer achievement. I assume that's an achievement for picking up a bunch of torches. Yep. For collecting 10 torches. AKA just playing the game. Chill runs up your spine and paralyzes your arms as you try and grasp the elemental. The creature easily dances away. You've heard of a magical orb that... Yeah, we know. Okay, we got... Oh, there's a scroll right here, which I did not see. So I tried hitting that, but we couldn't do anything to it. Let's try and use the dirk. Nope, nothing. How about the hook? I assume we're going to have to use like a fire spell or something like that, so let's see. None of these have seemed like fire spells or anything just yet, so... but nothing has been useful yet either, so... Let's keep on moving through this door. Whoa, hey! Scary dragon. Equipping objects. Notice the shield on the ground. This is an object you can equip. Equip objects by selecting them and then selecting the equip, which is the shield icon. Equip... Oh man, the dragon is... I think he's not happy. Equipped objects can be seen on thyself, the portrait icon in the upper right of the screen, as well as in your inventory. You can unequip the objects by following the same procedure. Well, let's equip this quickly. You lash the iron shield firmly to your forearm. Dragon notices you, moves his ponderous weight, and begins gathering a breath. Let's take this. You drop the hammer into your satchel. That's pretty cool. With a roar, the ancient beast releases a scorching stream of fire at you. You raise your iron shield just in time to block the dragon's flame, dispersing it harmlessly to either side of you. So, and I'm assuming we're going to have to use the ice elemental on this guy to get through, because... Let's see, what do we got here? We got this. What is this? We got a helm that I just equipped. We once again blocked it, although this time you can actually feel the heat. Okay, so it sounds like it's getting hotter. So maybe we want to get out of here before he really takes us out. You manage to rush from the room before the dragon can release a blast of fire. Teeth chattering, you stand within the cold cellar, hugging yourself for warmth. A creature made of ice hovers playfully on the far side of the room, which we knew. Okay, another quick save. Let's head back. We got another door to go through. That dragon part was pretty cool. I like that. And let's go through this door. With stone tombs lining the walls of this musty crypt, there must be an ancient, almost reverent air to this place. You hit the torch with a mighty punch that forces it downwards. It was a switch. Oh, look at this. We revealed a new area. Your mechanism release, and then a rumbling beneath you. You jump back as the tomb in the center of the room slowly moves across the floor, revealing a stairway leading down. That's pretty cool. You hit the torch with a mighty punch that forces it downwards, but nothing happened. What about this one? Yeah, just instinctively wanted to grab these torches, but the only option I had was hit, so I just decided, okay, let's hit it. Let's see what happens, right? Hit those back up, I guess. Can I select any of these? Okay, I can select the caskets as well. And we can open them. Well, what we're going to do is save, again, really quick. Before we start opening these, because it could be scary. Whoa! When you open the tomb, a horrific creature is released, letting out a piercing cry that cuts into your very being. It's a banshee. Time is running out. Well, you've seen the visage of the Warlock Lord, and now you've been cursed. Both of these things are time limits in the game. It's important both to cure yourself before you die and to stop the Warlock Lord before it destroys the world. Some objects in the game are flammable. Set an object on fire by selecting your current torch, the use icon, and the object you wish to burn. Be careful not to burn something that might prove useful later on. Okay, so where would I see a time limit? Lid slides open with a grating moan. Your vision clears and the episode passes. Whoa, that was intense. This body wrapped in linens is gnarled and twisted. The wrappings appear to be very flammable. Over here we got a pumpkin. So this must be why it's asking me to... Or it was teaching me how to burn things. Because we can burn these mummies up, I guess. Let's do it. Let's burn them up. Let's see what happens. Hey, we found the mask, it looks like. So this is the mask that we need for the Halloween thing, I believe. And we can equip it with the shield and the helmet and everything. You slip the costume mask over your head. Thing smells terrible. Makes it difficult to see. But that's what we're going to need to get into the pumpkin chamber, I think, from what it was saying earlier. So let's open these up. Obelisk. Now there is something I would look for if I were you. Wizards love them. Okay, we burned him. There's another scroll. And there's something else there too. Let's see what we get. You rummage through the thick burlap, finding a scroll and 2 gears. You take these while discarding the sack. I don't think we've heard anything about gears yet. I don't think so. Drawing of 6 rectangular shapes are drawn on the parchment. Several lines point to the shapes with writing underneath. You read 2 of the notations. This mirror leads through the furnace and into the castle beyond. And these mirrors require power to activate and will teleport to places strewn across the castle Demesne. I don't know. I can't figure that one out. We're going to need this for the mirror room, though, it sounds like. Got the gears. Yep, okay. So we can't actually see that one, though. Alright, we open this one. Knowing it might be important, you carefully unroll a scroll. Let's read this one. Handwritten scroll is faded and difficult to read, but you can make out one passage. When Majal's tail lights the northern skies, and the alignments are in harmony, then shall ye take the circle runes of water and fire and the all-seeing eye, and place them with the great eagle that sits on the one tree. That could mean anything at this point. Alright, we're going to save, but we're going to save a new one here, because now we're cursed. We're cursed from the Banshee. But we're going to go down first here, see what we got. Oh, this led us to the mirror room. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so the book, or rather the scroll, I don't think really gave us too many specifics on what to do with the mirror room, right? A drawing of 6 rectangular shapes are drawn on the parchment. Several lines point to the shapes, with writing underneath. So this mirror leads through the furnace and into the castle beyond, and these mirrors require power to activate and will teleport to places strewn across the castle. Okay, so maybe I have to use the spells on the actual mirrors. Nope, okay. This spell? Nope, nothing there. Alright, well, there's only one place we haven't gone yet. Carefully lower yourself into the opening. Let's head back. We all know where that is, right? That would be across this scary bridge. It's a circle with a shield outline. Strange writings cover the stone. You think you recognize the name of Michelle across the heart. Okay. So let's do one more quick save here. Did not realize the saves were actually keeping track of my turns as well, but we'll see what happens. This rickety bridge is held together with nothing but frayed rope and rotten wood planks, as if in warning. A mounted skull stands guard in front of it. So this rickety bridge will not let me do anything with it. Now, so far, my spells have been bupkis. Absolutely nothing helpful. Let's see, do I have anything that would help me out? There are my pumpkins. Use the hammer on the bridge. Break it. The rope bridge won't support you, you're too heavy. You'll need to find a way to become as light as air before you can safely get across. Alright. Sounds just fine to me. He doesn't seem to pose any risk to me at the moment, but he shot an arrow at me earlier. It's a real dick thing to do, wouldn't you say? Okay, let's ask him here now. Lakmir is the one who brought you here. You should seek him out. Look for an obelisk. Okay, well, we had this thing over here, but I don't think we've gotten anything to really help us out, have we? Skeleton looks interesting. If the lake was frozen, you could walk right over it. Okay, so we need the frozen thing to freeze the lake. So our main focus right now is finding that orb. It's got to be something to do with that mirror room. So let's talk to York in the mirror room and see if he can help us out. The wizards used to say that the mirrors were portals to other places. They were probably talking about magic, but sometimes it was literally true. I've known them to hide doorways behind mirrors like this. Okay, so none of that is helpful. How about the hammer? Let's put the hammer on 9. This one gives a different sound than the other ones, though. But still nothing. Oh, there we go. You rear back and strike the mirror with the hammer. The glass falls away from the frame, revealing a door behind it. Look at that. You ever hear of Elrin's Stand? York interrupts. Now that was an epic poem. Probably one of my favorites. The skull trails off. Okay. Well, let's open this guy. Or can we... Fingers along the jagged shards of broken glass. Ouch, that hurt. You mumble to yourself, pulling out a splinter. But it won't open. Pulling the door with all your might, the locked door just rattles in its frame. So we need a key. Where to find a key? How about some spells? Nada. A secret door. Maybe it leads to a way out of these caves. You'll have to find the key to unlock it. Well, thanks. I kind of figured that out, Yorick. Oh, you know what? I did not notice that before, that these bars you can actually click on. Look at that. You tug on the iron bars, the grate resists at first, but then it opens, providing access to the chamber beyond. In we go. Peering into the darkness, you drop down on the monk and crawl through the tight opening. Stone Den is damp. It smells of copse and green foliage. As if a mirage, the far side of the cave shimmers and power emanates from a standing stone obelisk. So we found the obelisk that it was talking about. And we are almost at the hour mark. So I think that's going to do it here for part 1 of our playthrough of Shadowgate 2014. So yeah, let's call it there for right now. And I will see you all in part 2.